YouTube, booming. Instagram Live, booming. Like, comment, and subscribe. Share. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Get you some merch at Too Much Game Podcast.store. I'm finally wearing my own shit. Follow me on social media, Instagram at Uncle Dolemite, Twitter at Uncle Dolemite, or follow the podcast page, Twitter at Too Much Game Pod, Instagram at Too Much Game Podcast. And what's going on, Jerry's girl? Let's start the show. Took me a minute to get ready, but it's all good. And then there was bass. Good morning, motherfuckers and motherfuckers. This is your host, Uncle Dolemite, of the Too Much Game Podcast, live from the sanctuary once again. Today's episode is a trip. I started writing this episode maybe, 2 or 3 weeks ago, some shit like that. And I literally been writing it up until I hit record on this motherfucker. Like right before I hit the fucking live button on my cameras and shit, I was still writing down points, my nigga. Like, a motherfucker be, trying to get this shit out, make the shit sound good, make the shit make sense. What's going on, DLP? What's going on, Luke Fly Talker? I like that name. But yeah, man. Let me zoom in so I can see all this shit. Cause a nigga cannot be talking this shit and I can't read it. I'm not good at reading small prints. But yeah, man. Today's episode, y'all niggas know how I do when it come to these titles. Like, I start the shit with one title and I end up naming it some whole other shit. But today's episode is gonna be about karma. I think when I wrote the title of the show, I had it written as like crime and punishment, but I don't think I like that name. It's just kind of something that I wrote just to like put me in the mindset of what the fuck I was talking about, just to invite motherfuckers into my creative process when it comes to me doing these motherfucking episodes. The way that I write my shows a lot of times is I'll think of a concept, just like kind of how rappers do when they write rap songs. Like, they'll have a title and then they'll just write to whatever the title is. That's what I do when it comes to these shows. I'll literally write down a title, or write down the idea, or write down a concept, and then I'll just try to fill it in as I go. Like, I'll just have little thoughts and I'll write them as points, and then I'll just look at each thought and then try to figure out supporting arguments for each thought and shit. Like, that's just how I've been writing so far. And today's episode, like, this was one of them where like each one I would look at it, and then like 2-3 days later, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna hit that one right there. Yeah, I'm gonna say that right there. Like, I was literally shaving my head like 5 minutes ago in the bathroom. Like, damn, let me go get my phone so I could write a couple more of these motherfuckers that's like literally coming to me as I'm shaving my head. So, luckily I filled my glass with some good ass orange juice, because this might be a bomb heavy episode, my nigga. But it's gonna be about karma, my nigga. It's gonna be about crime and punishment. Like they say, for every action there's a reaction, my nigga. I'm a strong believer in that. I'm a strong believer in you reap what you sow. Like something that I learned in church shit years ago, back when I was in church. You can choose your sin, but you can't choose your consequence. And that's like a big thing with me. Like, I'm a strong believer in karma. Like, I remember back in the day, like when I had like loud stereo systems in my trucks and in my cars and shit. What's going on, love? Anyone, just not me. But like when I had like loud stereo system, big ass 15-inch subwoofers and amps and all that shit. Like, I had a gang of homeboys who would like be stealing niggas shit. Them niggas are breaking niggas cars, steal they shit, and I'll buy it from them. And like, I think after maybe the second time I did that shit, I was like, I'll never do this shit again, my nigga. Because every time I would buy some shit that was stolen, nigga, it would either number one get stolen from me, or number two, it'll go out and break on me, my nigga. I would always say that shit like, damn, every time I buy this stolen shit, some bullshit happen, my nigga. And I would have to think like that shit gotta be karma, my nigga. Because whenever I buy my shit legit, it'll last forever. But whenever I buy the stolen shit from my homeboys, it'll always be some bullshit. And I've been walking around life thinking about that shit like ever since then, my nigga. Like I always try to keep my shit together as far as karmatically. Like I always try to do more good than bad throughout my life. Like I said, years ago, I was in church. Like I was real heavy in the church. For about 3 years, I was reading the Bible, tithes, offerings, all that good shit. Like I was 100% stomped down, 10 toes down into the church. But, due to things that I've read, things that I've seen, research that I've done, I stopped going. But one thing that I've always kept in mind, one thing that I've always tried to stay steadfast on is keeping my karma together. Living by the golden rule, treating motherfuckers how I want to be treated. Because I'm a big believer that you reap what you sow. And that's the fucking thing. Like there's consequences to literally everything you do. Like a lot of us walk around life just doing shit, just moving around, just doing whatever the fuck. Not understanding that karma coming no matter what, my nigga. No matter what you do, no matter what you say, no matter what actions that you put forth, nigga, there's always karmatic consequences to everything, my nigga. There's always gonna be a kickback or a pushback, like the first law of physics or whatever the fuck. For every action, there's an equal but opposite reaction. And that's with everything you do, my nigga. Like they say, what's done in the dark is gonna come to light. And I'm a believer of that shit. But something that a lot of motherfuckers don't really take into account, that a lot of the shit that you do in the dark may not come to the light, but the consequences gonna come no matter what. That's a quiet ass bomb. I'm gonna have to turn them bitches up. But like that's the fucking thing. A lot of the shit that we do in life, we might not see the consequences right when we do them. A lot of times we might not see the fucking consequences of what we do from the person who we did the shit that we did to. Like a lot of times you may cheat on a woman. That woman might not cheat back. The next woman might not cheat back. But that shit gonna come back to you, my nigga. You might sock a nigga in this motherfucking jaw and he might not hit you back. The next nigga you run into might not hit you back. But my nigga, your get back is coming. It might not come when you think it's gonna come, but that shit is coming, my nigga. And consequences don't always go to the negative. Like this was like a thing that I used to be on, like back in the day, like ever since I've had money, I will always give homeless people money. Not all of them, but some of them. Everybody who know me personally know my criteria when it comes to who I give charity to. But at the same time, when it comes to you giving charity, a lot of times your karma not gonna come back from that person who you give the money to. Even when you looking out for family members, relatives, friends, people in your circle, co-workers and shit like that, they might not be able to repay you, but that payment coming back. Just like in church, nigga, you gonna pay your tithes and you gonna give your offerings. Nigga, your blessing ain't always gonna be some shit that's gonna come back that you can count. It's not always gonna be some shit that's gonna come back that oh, the reason that I got that is because I gave it here. A lot of times it's gonna come back in different forms, in different ways, my nigga. But you should always be trying to move in a positive way so you can get back that positive karma. Yeah, I like that loud bomb. But like that's the thing, my nigga. Like you can always choose what you do, but you can't always choose how that shit come back. Like as far as like this online shit, because like one of the things that really made me think about this shit, like really got me writing more shit, like on my last I posted a reel, like a clip from my last episode, and some motherfucker jumped in my comments on some like, damn, that nigga head big as a motherfucker. And the thing is, nigga, 39 fucking years old, nigga. My head been big my whole life. I completely understand that I have a big head. I know my head is large, my nigga. It is what it is. But the dude had like a baby picture as his profile picture. So he said, damn, that dude got a big ass head. And I replied, damn, that's an ugly ass baby. And the thing is, like, nigga, I didn't even care. Like, it wasn't even like a situation where I honestly felt like the baby was ugly, because I don't really believe in shit like that. But like, I could tell the dude who wrote the comment was like a little young motherfucker. And the thing was, we had like a little back and forth exchange. And like I told him, nigga, I didn't even really reply out of anger, because he was obviously perturbed at the fact that I said he was an ugly ass baby. Me personally, I wasn't really tripping. All I told his ass was, look, little dude, every action there's a fucking reaction. You commented on my head, I commented on your baby picture. And he was like, I didn't insult you. I said, I didn't insult you. You said something about me, I said something about you. Fair exchange ain't no fucking robbery. You can choose what you say to a motherfucker, but you can't choose what they say back. Like, that's the fucking thing, my nigga. We in the United States of America, my nigga. We got freedom of speech, nigga. But the thing about freedom of speech is motherfuckers got freedom of reaction. Nigga, you can say whatever the fuck you want to say out here, nigga. You can say whatever you want, my nigga. We are in this the nation of all types of freedoms. What's that? The First Amendment, right? Is freedom of speech. That's the First Amendment, my nigga. You can say whatever the fuck you want to say to anybody, my nigga. But you can't choose what they say or do back. Nigga, you can call me whatever the fuck you want to call me. You can say whatever you want to say to me. But you can't control my fucking reaction, dog. You can't control what I say back. You can't control how I say it back. Just like with any of us. And the thing is, yeah, it's love anyone else, just not me, said only to a certain extent. That's online. Nigga, when you in the privacy of your household, when you are talking to people, you can literally say whatever the fuck you want to. But again, people have freedom of reaction. The government has freedom of reaction. You can say all type of shit, but that don't mean your ass won't get banned from Instagram, banned from Twitter, banned from Facebook. I use my freedom of speech. I got banned from Facebook and Instagram. I had the right to say that shit. I didn't get locked up. I ain't go to jail. But these platforms had the freedom to ban me. And that's the fucking thing. Like, nigga, I chose what I said. They chose how they reacted. I couldn't choose what to do back, my nigga. That's the fucking thing. Everybody got their freedoms. These are private companies. So as much as it feel like censorship and it's fucked up, it is what it is. I had to take that shit on the chin, nigga. Like, I knew what I was saying when I said it. And them motherfuckers reacted accordingly. Like, it's a couple posts I just had to fucking delete because of that shit. I posted what I posted. They felt how they felt. I felt like it was some bitch ass shit, but at the end of the day, that's they right. You got the right to do what you do. Motherfuckers got the right to react, my nigga. You can't choose how another motherfucker react to what you do. You can only choose your actions. You can't choose reactions. You can't choose how shit come back to you. You can choose how you move. You can choose what you do. You can choose who you give money to. You can choose who you don't give money to, but you can't choose how karma come back to get you. Whether it hug you or bite you on your motherfucking ass. Them choices is yours. You can only choose what you do, my nigga. So you always gotta watch how you move through life. Because karma real than a motherfucker, my nigga, whether you believe in it or not. Because like I be seeing niggas be saying like, I don't believe in karma. Like, niggas be thinking everything is like some weirdo metaphysical shit. And it's like, nigga, every time I get kicked in my ass, the first thing I think is, what the fuck did I do to deserve this shit? Like, I don't know where I fucked up at, but I got to get on my shit. Because I shouldn't be getting kicked in my ass like this. And like, this is something that I would always tell motherfuckers about situations that go right for me, nigga. Like, I always be thanking my lucky stars. Like, nigga, I don't know who I looked out for to get this shit, but I love this shit. I'm glad that I've been moving right to have got what I got back. Because, nigga, like, I always tie everything back to my karma. The reason that even amongst fucked up circumstances I do well, I be feeling like, is because of the deposits that I've made in my karmatic bank. What's going on? Been ready to super producer. Hold on, what you say? Only in my house society allows me to have free speech. Only in the home. I'm glad I'm exercising my freedom of speech everywhere and demanding respect. Yeah, and that's what you supposed to do. That's how you supposed to move. But at the end of the day, like I said, you got freedom of speech everywhere. You got freedom of speech in the courthouse. You got freedom of speech in the government building. You got freedom of speech on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Black Planet, MySpace, whatever the fuck. You got freedom of speech everywhere. But what I'm saying is, nigga, there's freedom of reaction everywhere you go. You can say whatever the fuck you want to, no matter what. But there's always going to be a reaction to that freedom because everybody has a freedom of reaction. Everything you say, there's going to be a consequence for it. Everything you do, there's going to be a consequence for it. And consequences ain't always bad. A lot of times there's things that you say, like there's words that you could sow into people's lives that will have positive fucking reflection on you later on. That's the reason that I always do my best to be as positive with people as I can. Just like with little homie who I had that exchange with, who I called the ugly baby. You know, like I told the motherfucker, honestly, I was just illustrating the point to you. And of course he went negative. You know, his little booty was hurting. So he wanted to have like a little exchange. And I literally just apologized to him. Nigga, my bad, your feelings was hurt. And he went on, you're immature, you're embarrassing and all that shit. And I'm like, dude, I don't got no time to engage you in this way, little nigga. I ain't got time for the bullshit. I'm only replying to you because I'm bored. So here you go. But at the end of the day, nigga, I'm not finna try to do no shit to leave no negative impression with motherfuckers. Like, I don't get off on that. That shit don't make me feel no better to clap back and hurt somebody's feelings. At the end of the day, all I did to the little nigga was teach his ass a lesson. He might not have got it at the time, but he might get it later. You know, you can say whatever the fuck you want to whoever the fuck you want, but you can't choose how that person reacts. Nigga, they might say back what you said to them. You might say, man, you ugly as a motherfucker. And they might say, you ugly as a motherfucker. You might say, you ugly as a motherfucker. They might say, your mama ugly as a motherfucker. Or you might say, you ugly as a motherfucker. And that nigga blow your fucking brains out. You know, that's the thing. You can't always choose how people react to what you do. That's why you always got to be fucking cautious about how you move through life. You know, because consequences can also come at any time. You know, like I said earlier, you could choose what you do. You can't choose the consequence. You also can't choose when you get the consequence. Sometimes consequences come instantly, my nigga. Sometimes you hit a nigga, he hit you right back. Smack, booyah. You know, sometimes you say some shit to a person, they say some shit right back. Bitch ass nigga, you a bitch. You know, sometimes in the positive, you might give somebody some money and then you go to fucking Taco Bell and somebody pay for your food, nigga, right there in the fucking drive-thru. You know, sometimes karma comes fast. Other times that shit might come at the worst possible time, my nigga. You know, sometimes, nigga, you might have cheated on your motherfucking girlfriend in high school, my nigga. You know, you did the girl scandalous. You was immature. You know how we all do. We use the excuses of, oh, I was immature. I didn't know where I was at in life. You know, you do some fuck shit, my nigga. You know, and then you walk up the aisle with a woman 10, 15 years later and she end up breaking your motherfucking heart, my nigga. You can't always choose when them consequences come back to you, my nigga. Sometimes consequences will literally come back at the worst possible time, my nigga. You know, like, that's the fucking thing. Just like, nigga, you know, in the street. You know, like, a lot of times, you know, like, we'll see homies and they get laid down and you just like, damn, that's fucked up. You know, nah, my nigga, you know, damn, you know, he got a baby on the way. Damn, you know, my homie got locked up, man. This nigga just got married. Damn, you know, this nigga got locked up. You know, this happened. He just got a job, you know, like such and such. Everything was finna go so good and he got shot. But it's like, nigga, think about what this nigga been doing for the last 5 or 10 years. That nigga might have been tearing the streets up, my nigga. That nigga might have been doing a gang of bullshit the whole motherfucking time, and this is his karma. Karma don't give a fuck that you got a baby on the way. Karma don't give a fuck that you just got hired at a new job. Karma don't give a fuck about none of that shit, nigga. Karma is coming. Nigga, karma don't give a fuck about nothing. Nigga, karma is just karma. You know, like the what's that bullshit? The little justice lady with the scale with the motherfucking the shit covering her eyes, my nigga. Like karma blind, karma can't see. Karma can't see that you got some shit going on. All karma know is karma got shit. Karma got it coming. You know, like that's the fucking thing, nigga. You can never choose when that shit come, but it's coming. You know, another word for karma is justice, my nigga. You know, justice could come in a good way, justice could come in a bad way, nigga, but justice is always coming. You know, cause like I said, nigga, what's done in the dark don't always come to the light. There's a lot of shit that you're gonna do in your life that you're gonna get away with or you gonna think you get away with. You know, it's a lot of shit that I did in my life that I thought I got away with. I felt like I got away with it. Like, nigga, time passed and it was like, okay, they ain't even think about that shit. Cool, I got away with that shit. And then life kicked me in my ass later on, like, I ain't get away with that shit. This shit I'm going through right here, I couldn't have got away with that shit I did. Like I said, every time I think about some fuck shit that I go through, I always think about some fuck shit that I did in the past. You know, I'm always real even keel when shit go negatively for me. Like, I'm always thinking, okay, nigga, I must have did some bullshit, nigga. Let me regroup. You know, it must have been some shit that I did. So let me try to put some more deposits in my karmatic bank to offset this bullshit. You know, like something that I used to say like back in the day, like, you know, like in my late 20s, early 30s, like, nigga, a lot of the good shit that I do through life, I'm really trying to get back the karma for all the negative that I've done. I'm trying to offset the karma for a lot of the negative shit that I've done in my life. You know, there's a lot of shit that I can't get back. You know, there's a lot of wrongs that I can't turn around and do right on. So I'm doing the best that I can to, you know, like deposit good shit so my karma will improve, my nigga. You know, because that's the fucking thing. It's a lot of shit that a lot of motherfuckers have done that you can't get back. You ain't gonna be able to go back and pay back a person you stole from. You ain't gonna be able to go back and apologize to a motherfucker who you've done some fuck shit to. The only thing you can do is try to do as much positive as you can, you know, to avoid them karmatic fucking circumstances, because the shit gonna come anyway. But the least you can do is try to do as much good as you can to get back good on the back end. What you say, Luke Fly Talker? One day you're up, next day you down. As long as you say the same, it'll come back around. Jay-Z. Nigga, that's the thing, my nigga. A lot of us, we understand karma, my nigga. You know, a lot of motherfuckers move around like they don't, but y'all niggas know how I do on this motherfucking show. A lot of this show ain't as much of me trying to explain something that you motherfuckers ain't never heard or some shit that you motherfuckers don't understand, but it's to basically put it on your consciousness so you could be more forward thinking about shit like this, so you can keep this shit on the front of your mind instead of it being so subconscious a lot of times. You know, like it's a lot of shit that we be just moving on autopilot. And, you know, I've done episodes about remaining conscious. You know, like you always got to keep shit in mind when you doing shit. You know, a lot of times when I'm making decisions, I'm always trying to think of what are going to be the karmatic consequences of my actions. You know, when it comes to somebody asking me for something, I'm always trying to do my best to be as benevolent as possible to make sure that I get that on the back end. You know, something that I would tell a lot of fucking podcasters, my nigga, don't be DMing me your links and shit if you not gonna share my show. If you don't listen to my motherfucking show, don't DM me your shit saying, hey man, could you listen to my last episode? Because I'm like, nigga, did you listen to my last episode? Oh, could you share this episode? Did you share my motherfucking episode? You know, you gotta fucking sow support so you can reap support, my nigga. You can't just be DMing everybody asking for favors if you have not sold into that, my nigga. You can't be pulling up to my motherfucking bank trying to make withdrawals and you ain't deposited shit. You know, that's the fucking thing. It's a lot of motherfuckers that be asking for shit that they don't fucking provide, my nigga. You can't be asking for all this motherfucking support and you don't support nobody. You know, like niggas with clothing lines, niggas who do anything, niggas who do fucking create content. Niggas be like, man, I don't know why don't nobody buy my clothes. My clothes is dope. And you don't have no clothes from no other independent clothing brands. You saying niggas ain't listening to your motherfucking show and you not listening to nobody else's fucking show. Niggas ain't sharing your shit and you ain't sharing nobody else's shit. Life don't work like that, my nigga. You can't reap what you don't sow, my nigga. You can't fucking get no fucking harvest if you ain't fucking planting no seeds, dog. You know, and that's the thing with life. You know, a lot of motherfuckers is running around here like not understanding that karma works both ways, good and bad. Nigga, you do bad, you get bad. You do good, you get good. You practice, you get better. You work, you get paid. And if you don't do those things, you don't get those things. You know, that's the fucking thing. For every fucking action, there is a fucking reaction. Good and bad, my nigga. You know, so stop asking for shit that you're not fucking providing, my nigga. You know, stop asking why this shit happened to me and ask yourself, what the fuck did I do to make this shit happen to me? You know, because like I said, nigga, you can't always fucking choose how shit comes back or when shit comes back. You can only choose what you do. So you always got to be careful with how you move. You know, like especially in the streets, my nigga. And I'm not saying this on like a street nigga level. I just mean the streets, period. Because, nigga, it's shit that happened in the motherfucking square world. Nigga, you could say some shit to a nigga who you think ain't built like that. You think he ain't that type of person. He ain't that type of guy. This nigga's a nerd. He's a square. And then that nigga turn up on your motherfucking ass, my nigga. Like, you don't know who you fucking with, my nigga. There's niggas out here who going through a lot, dog. It's motherfuckers out here going through some shit and you don't know what the fuck they going through. All you know is what they look like. All you know is what you know of them. Nigga, you don't know, man. This nigga been waiting to kill him a nigga. This nigga been waiting to slap the shit out of somebody. Nigga, this nigga been waiting to shoot up the job. Nigga, this nigga been waiting to do some bullshit. And here your goofy ass come. Nigga, you just doing some shit that you feel may be innocent. Nigga, you might be calling him a name thinking that you playing or thinking he gonna think that shit is cute. Or, you know, the way you coming at this nigga, you just coming at him because you think he's some type of weak ass nigga because he don't look like much. And that nigga turn up on you, my nigga. That nigga pull a gun out and shoot you, nigga. That nigga sock you in your jaw, knock you the fuck out. That nigga do some bullshit to you on the back end. That nigga get you fired from your job. You was able to choose your action, but you couldn't choose his reaction. You know, and that's life in general. You know, just like when it comes to the positive. You know, you give some money to a homeless motherfucker. You know, like I said about you not being able to choose when consequences come. Nigga, you can't choose when the positive comes off of your positive actions. You know, when you are benevolent to people, a lot of times, nigga, the way your blessing to come, it's gonna come far on the back end when you least expect it. Like I say that shit all the time, my nigga. You know, there's a lot of shit that you'll do to the positive that, nigga, in your moment when you really needed that shit the most, that's when it come. When you least expected it, when shit was fucked up, you know, and all of a sudden something come through in the clutch. A lot of times it's that one little positive thing you did that you wasn't even thinking about. You know, you had like an extra $5 or $10 bill and you just slipped that shit to the homeless dude. Like, man, fuck it here. You know, take the 10, take the 5. Because, you know, a lot of times motherfuckers see homeless people and you be wanting to give them the least amount of money you got, nigga. Here's a quarter, here's a dime, here's a penny, here's a nickel. Nigga, I be giving them niggas 10s and 20s and shit, my nigga, on some real shit. And a lot of times it ain't as much for them as it is for me. And I'm sorry to make it sound selfish, but nigga, that's how I am when it comes to karma. You know, I do the best that I can to be as benevolent as possible because I believe that I'll always get that shit back. Nigga, that little 20 I'm giving him, to him is much more important than it was to me. That's the reason that I'm giving it to him. That's the reason he asking for it. You know, because a lot of times something that might be somewhat small to you can make a motherfucker's day. it could make that motherfucker's week, nigga. That $20 might have been all they needed to feed their family that day. Nigga, that $20 could have been all they motherfucking needed to keep their lights on in their motherfucking apartment. You know, and like I get it, you know, with like a lot of people when they see homeless people on the side of the road, they don't be willing to give them money because they like, oh, that nigga gonna buy some drugs or that nigga gonna get drunk. Oh, that nigga gonna do some bullshit with them. Nigga, that's not my fucking business, dog. It's only my business to be a blessing to that person. What they do with that money ain't none of my business. Once I give them that money, it's up to God and karma and whatever the fucking higher power that you niggas believe in. Nigga, all my job was to do was, here you go. Nigga, I hope you buy some food. I hope you feed a kid. I hope you do something good with it. But whatever you do with it, it's no longer my business, my nigga. It was only my business to be a motherfucking blessing. And I'm going to get my blessing back off the fact that I was benevolent, my nigga. No matter what you do with that shit, it was my job to hand that to you. And it's karma's job, the higher power, or whatever job to bless me back for what I did. You know, like I'm a big believer in benevolence, my nigga. I'm a big believer in doing as much good work as possible to receive what good work's gonna come back off it, my nigga. You know, like a lot of motherfuckers, like they allow how they got fucked up to change how they move. Like, oh, I gave this homeless man $20 and, you know, I seen him up the street in the dope house buying dope. Like, that ain't your fucking problem to follow a nigga around who you give money to, my nigga. Like, it's your job to just be benevolent through life. It's your job to do positive shit. What other people do ain't got shit to do with you. You can't choose how they move. You can only choose how you move. You know, a lot of times when you trying to think about what a person gonna do with the charity that you give them, that shows that the charity you gave them wasn't fucking genuine in the first place. You know, because like that's another big part of this shit. I don't believe in fake ass charity. You know, like all the nice things I do for people, like you'll never see me like pull up to a homeless man with a motherfucking camera watching me give this nigga some money. Like, hey y'all, I just pulled up over here on this homeless man. Yeah, Jerry right here. I'm finna get this nigga some shoes and some clothes. And here, man, here goes some money. I'm finna feed him, y'all. This is my good fucking deed for the day. Like, what type of bitch ass bullshit is that, my nigga? You're not gonna get no type of good shit off doing some fake ass charity for the fucking clout or doing some fucking ass charity for the likes. Like, nigga, you got what you wanted off the likes and the motherfuckers dropping 100 emojis in your bitch ass comment section off of how you went and looked out for homeless Jerry on the internet. Hey, look at this shit. Like, it don't work like that, my nigga. You know, you trying to do little punk ass shit, because at the end of the day, nigga, yes, you might be doing something good for that person. And yes, they might genuinely be happy about what you did. But at the end of the day, like, that shit is fucking embarrassing. It's fucking tacky. It's fucking corny, my nigga. Like, you're making that person look like a fucking charity case, my nigga. Like, I don't like that shit. Like, don't try to score points off people. Because again, nigga, you're not gonna get the karmatic fucking I don't even know what to call it other than a motherfucking blessing, because I don't want this shit to sound like I'm preaching to you niggas, but it is what the fuck it is, my nigga. You know, because a blessing only means an empowerment to prosper. You know, so you're not gonna get the fucking blessing. You're not gonna get the fucking reward of what the fuck you think you doing when you give some type of fake ass charity for the likes, for the clout, because that's what the fuck you wanted. So that's all you gonna get up out of that shit, my nigga. Like, you're not gonna get some type of blessing for the day. God ain't gonna look out for you because you jumped on the fucking internet to let the world know that you gave this homeless nigga a pair of shoes, a pair of pants, a couple of fucking dollars. Nigga, do that shit because you want to do that shit, my nigga. Do that shit because you genuinely want to see motherfuckers do better. And you will genuinely get your fucking return. You will genuinely get what the fuck that you sold into the world, my nigga. Because that's what shit is about, my nigga. It's about being genuine in all your fucking moves. If you feel like doing that shit, if you got that shit to give that shit. It ain't the fucking world's business how you do that shit. Like I post my kids a lot on my Instagram story. Like you see what I do as a father all the fucking time. You see me taking my kids to school and taking my daughter to dance and kicking it, running around, having fucking Nerf gun fights with my kids and all that shit. But like that's just regular shit, dog. Like that's just the shit parents do all fucking day, every day with their kids. It's regular, my nigga. Like it ain't like you niggas see me on here whooping my kids. It ain't like I be on here showing you niggas everything I buy for my kids. Because that's when I feel like shit get real fucking corny. Like there's a thin line between what you do online for clout and what you do online just because you're doing it all day and that's just what you do. Like something that I used to tell niggas like when I first start fucking around on Instagram, like when stories and when I was on Snapchat with the Snapchat story and shit. Like I never show niggas Saturday and Sunday. I only keep Monday through Friday on that motherfucker. Because I don't like to play in the fucking clout circus, my nigga. Like I don't like to do the whole, hey y'all, look how good of a fucking parent I am. Even when I was married. Hey y'all, look how good of a husband I am. Watch me take my wife on vacation. Let me do all this shit. Hey y'all, look at how good I'm doing. Like, to me that shit corny as a motherfucker, nigga. Like I just show the regular shit. Just like when it comes to benevolent acts, my nigga. I don't like to show niggas what I do as far as my benevolence because I feel like that's some shit that's to be kept private between me and the person who I'm looking out for. Just like when you give your homie some money. I hate that old, man, I had to get that nigga Jimmy like $50 yesterday. I hate niggas like that. I also hate them niggas who always like to bring you into remembrance when they looked out for you and shit. Like a nigga, hey man, can I borrow like $20? And you like, oh man, I'm kind of fucked up right now. I ain't really got it on me. Man, what about that time I gave you this? What about that time I gave you that? Hey man, what 3 days ago, man, didn't I just buy you a slice of pizza, man? Didn't I just look out for you? Nigga, did you look out for me because you was fucking with me, or you looked out for me because you thought that I was gonna look out back? Cause like I said, my nigga, when you so into people, nigga, when you so benevolence, when you're trying to do good things in life, you do it cause you do it. Nigga, you don't fucking do this shit because you think, oh, if I get this homeless nigga some money, he gonna give me the money back. That's not how it fucking work, my nigga. Or if I pay my tithes in church, God gonna bless me with this motherfucking Cadillac off the lot. Nigga, that's not how it works, my nigga. You just move through life doing as good as fucking possible. And good will come back, nigga. It ain't always some shit you can count, my nigga. It ain't always some shit that you gonna always be able to say, okay, if I do it like this, it's gonna come back like this. Nigga, you gotta do that shit from the motherfucking heart, and that's how you gonna be blessed. Like Mama Rhea Riri said, do it from the heart or not at all. Nigga, when you sow genuinely, you reap genuinely. When you give in a real motherfucking way, when you give just because you genuinely want to see a motherfucker do better, things will come back that's gonna genuinely help you do better, my nigga. It's simple, but motherfuckers overcomplicate the shit. Like I said, I've had 1,000 niggas try to say, oh, remember when I did this for you? Remember when I did that for you? Like niggas like that. And like I said, nigga, my circle is very small. I only kick it with a very small group of people. And it's not because like I'm this nigga who just never met people or never fucked with people, but it's because, nigga, I'm very selective with motherfuckers. It takes shit like that to make me just stop fucking with you, period, my nigga. When I see a nigga trying to fucking count everything he's done for me, I just back up off him, my nigga. Because you're an opportunist. Nigga, you not a cool nigga. You're not fucking a real nigga. You're an opportunist. You didn't look out for me because you was looking out, my nigga. You looked out for the fucking return. You looked out because you wanted to see me look out on the back end. You wasn't trying to like look out for me because you wanted to see me do better. You looked out for me because you wanted to see you do better. You know, like that's another thing too, my nigga. It's a lot of niggas out here that see that you got something going on, or they see that you got potential, and they'll try to look out for you just because of what they think you gonna do on the back end. Like they see that you got fucking talent, you know, just like little young niggas who play basketball. You know, like nigga, they see like you got some NBA potential, so they want to put you under their wing and try to slide you a couple dollars on some. Yeah, nigga, when this nigga hit the league, nigga, he gonna be looking out for me. So let me go ahead and put a couple dollars in his pocket. So then when he hit the league, I'm gonna go back and charge him on the back end. It don't work like that, my nigga. You know, like when you try to give as an opportunity to receive from that person, nigga, you always gonna get fucked up in the back end, my nigga. You know, that non-genuine giving is always gonna bring you non-genuine fucking results. Nigga, when you do shit on some opportunist bullshit, you gonna end up getting kicked in your ass on the same fucking opportunist bullshit. When you run around this motherfucker trying to prey on people, nigga, you gonna get preyed on. You know, like I said, nigga, you could choose your actions, but you can't choose the fucking consequences. You know, you could choose how you move, my nigga, but you can't always choose how shit come back. You know, so like that's the reason I always do the best that I can to always give genuinely, with a genuine motherfucking heart. You know, because I always want everything that come back to me to be genuine. You know, I always want all of the relationships that I build to be built on genuine shit. All the niggas who I fuck with who know me personally know that if I look out for you in a certain way, it's because I looked out for you. It's not because I expected it back. You know, like one of my things, you know, like episode 50 when I did my keys to life, like one of my keys in life was to never give what I can't afford, or never lend what I can't afford to give away, my nigga. Because I'm always in a mind frame of, if I put some money in your hand, I don't want us to beef off this amount of money that I put in your hand. So the only reason that I'm putting it in your hand is because whether or not you pay me back, I'm gonna be straight. Because if I put an amount of money in your hand that I can't afford to lose, and you don't pay me back in the certain amount of time that I need to be paid back, me and you, we gonna have tension between us. And I don't want that to happen. So 9 times out of 10, if I pass a nigga some money, I practically look at it as a gift. If you slide that back, I'm appreciative. But if you don't slide that back, we good. You know, I might not fuck with you after that because, you know, certain times niggas will swear to God they gonna pay you back and they don't. And to me, that's bitch ass nigga behavior, and I don't fuck with that, nigga. You're cut off. But at the same time, I'm not gonna wanna shoot you or do no bodily harm to you because that was some money that I didn't need in the fucking first place. But what you say, Taylor Photos? I rock with my 2 best friends because we've always genuinely looked out for each other without expecting stuff in return. Exactly, and that's what I'm saying. Those are the type of people who I don't mind fucking with in the long run. Niggas who genuinely want to see me do good. Niggas who see that I'm in a bind and they genuinely just feel like, look, my nigga, I know you fucked up here. Take this 20, take this 40, take this 100. Do good, my nigga. You'll be all right. You know, because that's how I am with my people, my nigga. I give because I want to see my niggas do well. Not because I think, oh, nigga, shit, when that nigga get him a couple dollars, I know he gonna hit me off. Oh, I know when that nigga get his tax money, you know, I know I got mine coming. Oh, nigga, I know when that nigga get his PPP, or, you know, oh, I know that nigga just passed on a lick, nigga. I know mine coming. Like, no, nigga, I looked out for you because I looked out for you, my nigga. You know, it's a lot of motherfuckers that I've looked out for in my life who I know could never pay me back. Nigga, I got family members who I've given amounts of money that I know they'll never be able to pay me back. I've done things for motherfuckers in my family that I know they'll never be able to return it, my nigga. But I don't mind because my blessing ain't gonna come from them. It's gonna come from life in general, my nigga. There's a lot of motherfuckers in your life who you gonna look out for who you probably never even meet these motherfuckers again. But the shit that's gonna come back to the positive is gonna be some shit that you never fucking thought you would get. But you always gotta do that shit genuinely, my nigga. You can't do that shit on some opportunistic bullshit, my nigga. You know, like my cousin, the real TU just said, nigga, what's going on, J-Ho? I gave that nigga a roof, my nigga. Like, you know, me and this nigga stayed together when when the nigga hit the skids. Come on, come stay with me, my nigga. Come camp, nigga, at the motherfucking apartment. You know, I had a fucking apartment in Riverside, nigga. I was living by myself, nigga. Me and my girl just broke up. Shit, nigga, me and that nigga stayed together for like a cool ass year or some shit like that. Like, you know, bullshit ain't nothing, but it wasn't like I'm like, hey, my nigga, you gonna have to put this much on the rent and do all this, and nigga, you gonna have to be like my slave since you living here. Like, no, my nigga, that's my cousin, my nigga. And that's the thing, you know, like when you give, you gotta give in a genuine fucking way. Like genuinely because you wanna see motherfuckers do better, because that's what's gonna put you in front in life. It's a lot of shit that didn't happen to me, my nigga, like to the positive, that I know for a fact wasn't because of my talent. It wasn't because of my intelligence. It wasn't because of the relationships I built. It genuinely was because of the benevolence that I've portrayed throughout my life. Something I did good is the reason that something good happened to me later on in life. Like I remember one day, like I was just sitting in my room thinking, you know, because sometimes, like I say, like I don't meditate like with the woo, like I don't do the weird shit, my nigga. But like sometimes I'll just turn my TV off and sit on my couch and just think. You know, like when I had my other house, like I would sit on my stairs and just think. And like I used to say, like some bullshit, like when I stopped going to church, you know, because I used to have receipts for my tithes. Like the way that the church that I went to, at the end of the year, they would give you a receipt on your tithes and your offerings so you can claim that shit on your taxes and shit. You know, and I would always look at the receipts on my tithes and offerings, and it would always be like damn near like a quarter of my income. You know, like the fucking tithes is only 10%. But I would always give offering. You know, I used to go to church 4 days a week, and every time I went to church, I would give offerings. So like I would give like a lot of my fucking income to the church. And like a couple of years after I stopped going to church, I would always be like, man, God owed me like 20,000, my nigga. You know, because like that would be like the sum of what my tithes and offerings would be. Like it was close to like 30 racks. So I'm always like, nigga, God owe me 20 and some change. My nigga, God owe me like 20 and some change. And one day as I was sitting on my fucking steps, nigga, I'm like, damn, God paid me back. Like, I was thinking about like what my income was when I was in church. You know, like, damn, that's funny. Like, I'm low-key getting choked up thinking about that shit. But like, just the way that my life was when I was in church, and like the amount of money that I was giving, and like the things that I was doing when I was in church, and just like the shit that I was doing throughout my life at that fucking time. And then I'll think about like where I was at in life after that shit. Because when I first started going to church, nigga, I lost my job. Nigga, my fucking wife was taking care of me, nigga. I was taking fucked up ass jobs, nigga. I was taking odd jobs. Nigga, walking everywhere I went like a nigga was like fucked up, nigga. You know, and then like I said, nigga, I was sitting on my fucking steps in my house thinking about that shit. You know, and I was like, damn. Nigga, God looked out for a nigga. Like, nigga, I could have been just as fucked up as I was back then, my nigga. But that motherfucker paid me back tenfold, my nigga. Like, a nigga was straight. Like, ever since then, my nigga. You know, like I said, like I all attributed all that shit to good things that I did throughout my life. Like, it ain't always, you know, like, oh, nigga, because I'm this talented, intelligent motherfucker, you know, I just made all the right decisions and did all the right shit, nigga. It's a lot of shit that I did that, nigga, I have no fucking clue how I got favor in that fucking circumstance. You know, because like I always be telling motherfuckers, like, yes, nigga, a lot of the things that happen to you is because you make good decisions. A lot of the shit that happens to you is because you create good relationships. You know, you do smart things, you're intelligent. But it's a lot of shit that happens to you that, nigga, if you don't believe in God, you got to believe in something, because everything that happens well ain't always you. It's a lot of shit that happens in my life. Like, it's a lot of shit to this day that's happening in my life that I literally be like, nigga, it's something else, nigga. It ain't just me. Like, nigga, this shit is luck, my nigga. Like I've talked about, nigga, I had an episode, I can't think of the episode number, but the episode was called Fortuitousness. It was like in the earlier episodes, like in the first 20 episodes of this bitch, it was called Fortuitousness. And I was talking about luck, and a lot of times, like a lot of motherfuckers like shit on luck and look down on luck. But like I said in that episode, nigga, luck is a beautiful thing, my nigga. A lot of times it ain't always your skill, nigga. It's luck. Luck is where preparation meets opportunity. A lot of times we'll be the most prepared in the world and the motherfucking opportunity don't show up. A lot of times we'll have all the fucking opportunities in the world, but we're not prepared. So to have those two things meet at an intersection is a wonderful fucking thing, my nigga. And a lot of times, in order for those two things to meet, it all comes back to our karma. It all comes back to the way that we've been moving through life. It all comes back to how we've been looking out for others. How we've been working, how we've been looking out for ourselves, how we've been taking care of ourselves, how we've been practicing, how we've been working on our fucking craft. And that's the fucking thing, my nigga, how we've been supporting others. The support that we show motherfuckers shows in the support that we get from other people. Like there was a time when I was sharing everybody goddamn podcast. There was a time when I was looking out for all types of motherfuckers. Giving the niggas GoFundMe's and all type of shit, my nigga. So when I look at how when I post an episode, it's 20 or 30 motherfuckers sharing my shit, and I don't know these niggas, and these niggas don't owe me nothing. It's always like, shit, nigga, this is my good karma coming back. Like I said, when I look at the place that my life is in right now, even though, my marriage went where it went, like I'm still in a very good place in life. I'm in a good place mentally. I'm in a good place financially. Like I'm doing very well. So like I said, even when fucked up shit is happening, I still feel blessed because of the things that I've done in my past, because of the things that I'm doing in my present, because of things that I plan to do in my future. When I give to motherfuckers, I give genuinely. I don't give to tell niggas I'm giving. What's going on? Shan Creates Things from the She Gets It podcast. Y'all niggas go check out the She Gets It podcast. But like, nigga, I don't do shit for the clout. I don't do shit for the claps. I don't do shit for niggas to cheer me on and say, man, he a real nigga. He looking out for niggas. Like I said, nigga, I done drove to Tehachapi to get my homeboy from prison. Nigga, I didn't do that shit because I thought he was gonna pick me up from prison. I don't never plan on going to prison. It's a lot of shit that I've done to my homeboys or done for my homeboys that they could never fucking repay me on, my nigga, because I'll never be in the position to where they'll have to repay that to me. Nigga, I'm not gonna need no fucking money on my books, nigga. I don't plan on going to prison. Just cousins and some more shit, nigga. Y'all, nigga. Global Tail Link, nigga. I done gave Global Tail Link a lot of money, my nigga. I done sent a lot of fucking money on JPay. I'm not gonna receive no JPays. I'm not gonna need no motherfucking calls accepted on fucking Global Tail Link. If y'all niggas got family in prison, y'all niggas know what these things are. Y'all know about JPay and Global Tail Link. I'm not gonna need none of that shit. I'm a square, my nigga. I'm a truck driver. It's a lot of my family members that's gonna be locked up for a long motherfucking time who I probably never see again. They could never pay me for what I've done for them. But I'm not fucking tripping because I'm gonna get it on the back end. Everything that I do with a genuine heart because I know it's gonna come on the back end. Not even in the sense of, oh, let me do this shit so I could get my karma. But nigga, let me just do this shit because I understand that karma works. Not because I know, okay, when I hit this lottery ticket, it's gonna win because I just gave this homeless nigga some money. Like I said, you can never choose when your karma comes back. Just know that it's gonna come back. Like, it's a motherfucking a saying out there that motherfuckers say a lot. A lot of motherfuckers run around here saying karma's a bitch. I don't think karma's a bitch. I think karma's a beautiful lady, my nigga. Karma is only a bitch when you treat her fucked up. You know, just like anything, my nigga. You know, like, I don't even know how to pronounce that shit. Myro L Bay. I think that's her name on there. Botanically blended. You know, like she said, what goes around comes around. That's the fucking thing, my nigga. Karma's not a bitch. You know, karma goes off of how you treat her. Karma's only a bitch when you treat her fucked up. Karma's a bitch when you do fucked up shit. You get fucked up shit. But when you run around life positively, nigga, karma your best friend, my nigga. I love karma. I love karma because I understand karma. I understand that as long as I run around doing as good as I can, the results will show in my fucking life. The results will show in my lifestyle. You know, the results will show in the life of my kids. Cause like I said, nigga, it's a lot of shit that you do that you might not even pay the consequences for, nigga. The consequences get passed down to your motherfucking kids. The fucking consequences get passed down to your younger family members, to your descendants, to the people around you, to the people you fuck with. You know, that's another reason I don't fuck around with certain people. You know, because like I told my homeboy one day, like, nigga, I don't want to be standing next to you when your karma come back. You know, I had a homeboy who I knew, and he was moving real fucking shady in the street. It was a lot of fuck shit he was doing to niggas. It was a lot of shit that nigga was doing that I would tell him, like, nigga, I don't want to be standing next to you when niggas come and shoot your street up. I don't want to be too close to you when a nigga throw a fucking firebomb through your window or some shit. Because that's the thing, you know, like a lot of times, nigga, karma come back like secondhand smoke, my nigga. And like I always say, nigga, secondhand smoke is way more dangerous to you than it is to the motherfucker holding a cigarette. You know, I don't fuck with niggas who I know is out here on some bullshit. Because just because they not doing bullshit to you don't mean bullshit won't happen to you through them. I don't be around niggas who move shady. I don't fuck with snakes. I don't fuck with snitches. I don't fuck with thieves. I don't fuck with buster ass niggas, because that shit will come right to you, my nigga. I don't want to be on the motherfucking plane with your ass when that bitch go down. I don't want to be standing right next to you when that bullshit come back to you, because it does, my nigga. Karma is a real motherfucking thing, and it don't always specifically affect that the person who did the bullshit. Nigga, you might have did some bullshit, and just cause I'm near you, nigga, I get a piece of your fucking karma. I don't want that. I only like to be around people who are positive, people who move positive, people who do positive things. Because motherfuckers don't care when it's time for that get back. Motherfuckers don't care when it's time for that kickback. Motherfuckers don't care when it's time for that motherfucking justice. Niggas will get you and every nigga standing next to you. And when that shit come to you, I don't want to be standing next to your motherfucking ass. You know, like, that's the fucking thing, nigga. I keep karma in mind in every fucking thing I do. You know, like, it's niggas who I don't even like to be around me after I do some bullshit. Nigga, I like to be in my little incubator after I do some fuck shit. Cause I'm like, nigga, I don't need that shit coming back on you. Nobody you fuck with, nigga. Just leave me where I'm at till my karma get me back. You know, cause like I tell niggas, nigga, your past gonna come back and get you, my nigga, no matter what. That shit is coming. You can't choose when it come, nigga, but it's gonna come no matter what, my nigga. You know, what the fuck I write? You hurt your own karma trying to hurt others because of how others hurt you in the past. I hate when I fucking write shit in a weird way. But the closer is gonna be, nigga, you know, don't walk around life trying to hurt others because of how you were hurt. Because a lot of times their karma is gonna come back. You know, you shouldn't be walking around with a vengeful heart. You know, and this is something that, like, I be having to tell myself because I'm a Scorpio. You know, like, I remember my favorite fucking Tupac line is, revenge is like the sweetest joy next to getting pussy. because like I felt that shit on a spiritual level, my nigga, because I've always been a very vengeful person. You know, like I always say on this show, I'm not petty, but I'm vengeful. Like, I don't like petty shit. I'm not the type of nigga to let some little shit give me the reply. But a lot of times when a nigga do some big fuck shit to me, it's almost worth him doing it for the feeling that I get when I get him back. A nigga hit me, like I said, nigga, you could choose your sin, but you can't choose the consequence. Like, I'm him. Like, I'm that nigga they be talking about, like, oh, niggas can't fight, niggas always gotta get a gun. Nigga, you shouldn't have put your fucking hands on me. Don't fucking play with me, my nigga. Like, I'm not the nigga to be touching on. I'm a grown ass man. Keep your fucking hands off me and I won't return. I won't do shit to you. You don't do nothing to me, I ain't gonna do nothing to you. But if you do something to me, my nigga, you can't choose what the fuck I do back, my nigga. If you put your fucking hands on me, you can't choose how I come back. You slap me, I ain't gonna slap you back. I ain't gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. But trust me, I'm gonna do something. But that's the fucking thing, my nigga. Like, you never wanna play with certain people because you don't know what they going through. You don't know how they built. You don't know what type of bullshit they on. Nigga, some niggas don't fucking play like you play, my nigga. You know, some niggas think, oh, I'm gonna slap this nigga, he gonna slap me back, or I'm gonna punch him, he gonna punch me back. Not me. Shit. You know, like when I was younger, nigga, I had a cousin who was in Kung Fu, nigga, and he was under the belief of, if you hit me or you draw blood, I gotta break a bone. If you break a bone, I gotta kill you. You always go one level up when it comes to what a motherfucker do to you, what you do back, so they'll never do it again. And that's the fucking thing, nigga. You don't know how niggas was raised. You can't choose how a nigga fucking react. You can only choose what you do. So my thing is, I always choose to keep shit as calm as possible. I always choose to keep shit as positive as fucking possible, because I know where shit could get. I know how motherfuckers do. Nigga, you might think that you doing some shit on some innocent shit, and the motherfucker who you playing with don't fucking play. So you gotta watch out for that shit, my nigga. But what she say, self-isolation, that's great. That's a great courtesy many don't give. Spreading their negativity like wildfire. Yeah, exactly. I don't like doing that shit. I don't like, even when I'm in a fucked up mood, I don't like to be around people, because I don't like for motherfuckers to get it fucked up. Like, and I'm probably gonna do an episode about this one day. I gotta start writing this shit down. There's a fucking difference between mood and attitude. Sometimes you'll meet a person in the wrong mood and you can't always take their mood as their attitude. You might meet a person for a short amount of time and you might think they a bitch, or you might think that they a bad person, or they got a mean spirit, because you caught them while they was in a bad mood. You caught them in a bad time. You caught them when they was going through something. So you're judging them off of the interaction that you had, and a lot of times that interaction, you just caught them at the wrong time. So you can't always say because of a first impression that a person is bad, because sometimes you might have caught them at the wrong fucking time. You might have caught them in a bad mood. You and the interaction that you had with that person, just like niggas online. You know, like I said with homeboy, we had that exchange, you know, and when the nigga called me, I was in an okay mood. So I just replied the way I replied. And after the exchange, I apologized to the nigga and I left it alone. He kept on going, but I left it alone. But if I was in a fucked up mood, or if I was in a petty mood, or if I was in a mood to like really get cracking with him, I'd have tore his shit up. But like I said, when it comes to karma, that shit don't serve me. So I do my best to walk around with the most positive karma that I can. You know, but like I said, in closing, my nigga, you can't walk around here trying to punish the world because of how life has kicked you in your ass. You know, a lot of times, a lot of us go through a lot of negative circumstances. A lot of us go through a lot of bad things in life, and we be feeling like we got dealt a bad hand. You know, but life is about how you play that bad hand, because just because you got dealt a bad hand don't mean you can't still win, my nigga. A lot of times when you get dealt a bad hand, you have to play your cards right, and that's how you win. You know, you walking around this motherfucker bitter because something happened to you. You know, you hate men because of how one nigga treated you. That's not gonna fucking serve you. Same with, you know, when you change the genders. Some female broke your heart, so you a fuck boy for life. Now you want to be a toxic nigga because one bitch broke your heart in fucking high school. Now you run around this motherfucker treating bitches bad. And then you wonder why you don't never have no good relationships. You wonder why no female has ever taken you seriously or treated you good in life. And it's because you've been running around here on some fuck boy shit because you got your heart broke at 19, my nigga. Like, you can't run around judging the world negatively because of one thing that's happened to you. You always have to run around this motherfucker being as positive as you can to get the positive results. You know, you got to have a short memory when it comes to bullshit. Because karma's a real fucking thing, my nigga. A lot of times when somebody does you fucked up, you got to keep moving positively because they karma gonna come back, and it don't always got to come back through you. You know, a lot of time people do bullshit, and you know, like it's you know, the shit is in the Bible. Vengeance is mine, says the Lord. And I understand a lot of times when fuck shit happens to you, you want to be the motherfucker to get that person back. They do some bullshit, you want to be the motherfucker to return the bullshit. You want to be the motherfucker to get justice on that person. That's not always a good fucking thing, my nigga. You know, like, that's the thing that I was talking about. I think it was like the episode before last when I was talking about not allowing the motherfuckers' words to get you out of your character. Sometimes you gonna have to let karma whoop their ass. You ain't always gotta be the one to touch them, nigga. Karma gonna fuck them up on the back end. So you just gotta keep on fucking moving positive, especially if they not hurting you physically, financially, or your fucking family, my nigga. Let karma get them, nigga. You gonna be okay, nigga. Sometimes you letting them slide is gonna be good for your karma. I'm not gonna fuck you up because I got a lot of good shit going on in life. And me fucking you up is gonna fuck up what I got going on. And I can't allow that shit to happen, my nigga. You know, and that's the thing. You wouldn't know what's good if you haven't known what is bad. Yeah, exactly. Like, you know, sometimes you gotta feel them lumps to know what them good things feel like. But like, that's the thing, nigga. When somebody say some bullshit, you giving them motherfuckers a pass is benevolent. Nigga, me not fucking your ass up is a good deed for the day. Nigga, so sometimes you gotta allow that shit to slide, my nigga. You should always be doing your best in life to be the best that you could be. Karmatically and in every fucking way. Because like I said, you reap what you sow, good or bad. Karma's gonna come back to you no matter what happens, good or bad. You could choose your fucking sin, but you can't choose the consequence. You know, you could choose how you a blessing, but you can't choose how you get blessed back. But nigga, when you are moving positive, positivity will always come back. So do the best that you can to be as positive as you can, because everything has consequence. And you always want to make sure that the consequences that come to you are good. And I'm gonna drop the mic on that shit. This has been your host, Uncle Dolemite of the Too Much Game Podcast, live from the sanctuary once again. If you would like to support me financially, get you some merchandise at TooMuchGamePodcast.store. I had to say that shit first, my nigga, just to make sure, you know, I gotta get looked out for. But you know, fucking, if you would like to support the team financially, it's Townhouse Media. Nigga, patreon.com/Townhouse Media. Town, E, House Media. Support both the Townhouse Media podcasts. Sports for You podcast behind me. They record live Tuesdays, live on Facebook and YouTube. You know, fucking, what's that, 6 p.m. Pacific time. You know, yeah, nigga, me. Y'all niggas know I do these bitches Mondays live on fucking Instagram for the most part. Available on all streaming platforms, YouTube as well. Follow me on social media at Too Much Game Podcast. Too Much Game Podcast on IG, Too Much Game Pod on Twitter. At Uncle Dolemite on Instagram and Twitter. That's where I shoot my jokes and talk shit and do all that memes and all of that. Shit, I don't know what else, my nigga. You know, like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube. If If y'all motherfuckers know anybody who could use this motherfucking game, y'all niggas really want to support and help the show grow, just tell somebody about the shit, my nigga. Like, I don't need no special shit. If you know a nigga who listen to podcasts, just tell that nigga about this motherfucker. And that's all the fucking support I really need, nigga. You know, shout out to the niggas who be in my DM telling me that they enjoy the show. You know, shout out to Luke Fly Talker. That nigga was here like the whole fucking time, nigga. Shout out to Mama Ria Riri and, you know, all the other people who listen to this motherfucker all the time, all the way through. But I think that's it. I ain't here to help you get bitches. I'm here to help you get better. Too much game.